That takes one to a wrong perception. How to remove that wrong perception and identification created by the mind? So when it creates a wrong perception, it is heavily conditioned. It lives in a comfort zone. And when it lives in a comfort zone, then it creates a problem. So let us start with the first step. And we can understand deeply the role of a pose. Be seated or lie down in any posture that you want. Eyes are closed. You are comfortable. How you are comfortable? First look at the neck joint. Mentally you are looking at the neck joint the way I'm looking at your body, you all. So you look at the neck joint, you feel the sensation and you become aware. In the tradition, when the text was written almost 3,000 years ago, it says anupaya, means no method. So when there is no method, there is no practice at all. And when there is no practice, it is effortless. The way it has been explained is clear. So what we are doing, again, see, in a way we are doing nothing. Look at the shoulder joints and feel the sensation, normal, and become aware, no method. And still, in the terms of a language, we tell, oh, let us do the higher mindfulness practice. Then look at the hip joints. Feel the sensation, you're comfortable, and you are aware. Look at joints, sensation, and become aware. Ankle joints, feel the sensation and become aware. The entire body from the top of the head to the toes, and become aware. Look at the other subtle points, but before that, when we say sit or lie down in any position of the body, with awareness makes you comfortable, and that too without any stretching or the sweating. That is the real essence of asana. The definition of the asana means steady and happy position of the body. That is the way of mindfulness that you are able to achieve easily. The second point is being carefree. How do you become carefree? And who asks you not to be carefree? There are thoughts, there are feelings, there are sensations. The moment we have any thought, the mind relates it to I-ness. And the conditioned mind returns. So question comes, what to do? And the answer is to do nothing, just being aware. Thought comes, let it come. Thought goes, let it go. So when the thought comes and it goes away, at that point we instantly become aware. Where is that awareness that leads to the right perception and breaks the projection? What it means? My friend is a projection, and that friend is nothing but a human being. So thought of a friend comes, you are aware, you let that thought come and go, you move into higher awareness, and that projection falls away. That is what happens. That is what happens in the practice. And then be casual. Being casual means being natural. Being natural. So we can say the first step is done. But the text says that what is the wrong perception that fires the brain in a negative way and creates a lot of stress? I am attached to the body. So the mind creates that I-ness with the body, with the mind, with the thought, with the speech, with the word possessions. So what it says, the master says that we are naturally unattached. We are naturally formless. And we are naturally aware that we are in peace. In order to reach to that state, the deeper the state of relaxation at the conscious level, on one hand it will fire the brain, and on the other hand it will naturally drop the identification created by the mind. And that too in a simple way, without any effort in so-called the practice. Look at the head and the neck. You are there, be there on the head and the neck. So you feel the sensation. You experience the relaxation and the stillness. What happens when you experience the stillness and the sensation? The conditioned mind breaks, you become more aware. In that awareness, the mind that is scattered outside withdraws within. And the moment there is a withdrawal of the scattered mind within, you are into that state of relaxation. That is why I said, let us do it. Let us see again. Move the mind on the right arm. So the mind, your awareness is on the right arm. Be there. So you awaken to the sensation, relaxation, and the stillness. And casually look inside the right arm. Why? So there is an inward awareness and attention. I know the science will ask what it means by looking inside the right arm. The science wants some objective reality, maybe an image, maybe a sound, maybe a thought. But why it is so? Casually look inside the right arm and you discover the space within. That is enough. We may experience the darkness, we may experience the space, and sometimes we may experience the whiteness, a bright space. And everything is okay. They are symbolic expression of how deeper the mind is. Look at the left arm. One of the most important part of this practice, once we know, when it becomes a non-practice and effortless, we are aware that we move the mind within. We do not move. So if you don't move, there is no effort at all. So look at the left arm. Feel the sensation and experience the stillness. Move the mind on the rib cage. You are there. You feel the sensation, relaxation, and the stillness. So in that moment, which is natural, you earn that stillness. You earn that sensation. What is the meaning of earning? Because the mind is aware and attentive, so you feel it. You did not force it. In those moments, just look inside the heart. Don't bring in the past, the heart, the center of the heart, the chakra. No, nothing of that sort. Be there, looking inside the heart. Be there. When you're there, you're aware of the space. It is natural. How the mind perceives when there is nothing, it instantly becomes aware of the peace. Simple. It becomes aware of the space. It may be a dark space, it may be simply the space. Simple. Look at the right leg. Now, for the sake of speaking as if we are doing something, we move awareness and attention on the major parts of the body, because the conditioned mind can slip to the same old habit and the conditioning. And this is one of the many ways that you simply asking the mind, be there where you are. No need. So move the mind on the right leg. Be aware of the right leg. There is another way of saying it. Awareness and attention on the right leg. So what happens? We awaken to the sensation, stillness, relaxation. The body is comfortable. It is carefree. It is casual. We are not doing anything. And in those moments, casually look inside the right leg and be there. It's a higher practice. The higher the practice of meditation, the simpler it is. And at last, what happens? It is so simple. The moment I say meditate, and you are already there. So move the mind on the left leg. Feel the sensation, relaxation, stillness, looking inside the left leg and be there. You become aware of the space inside. Become aware of the entire body from the top to the bottom, to the toes. Look at the state. There is a sensation. There is a relaxation. And there is stillness. In traditional wisdom, when we understand the mindfulness, we discuss about educating the mind. What to educate? That there is another way of living in a right perception by withdrawing the mind from outside to inside. Is there any effort of withdrawing the mind from outside to inside? Is there any effort when you park the car outside and casually, normally, naturally move inside your home? That is the way. You casually open it, move inside, and you are already inside the home. Why? Even if you are doing something. Who does something? I. Who created this I? The mind. How it created that I am the body. So if I'm doing something with the body, I'm making an effort. I'm doing something to the mind, I'm making an effort. What about if the I is not there, which is created by the mind? The true I returns. What is the true I? It is pure awareness. And so the text, the master says that you are the one witness of everything. And you're always completely free. So then where lies the problem? The problem is that the mind has created an I that relates to the people, places, things. People, I belong to him. Places, I live here. I go there. And possessions, I possess. This is me and mine. It will remain me and mine. But what is the secret behind it? That even with that awareness deeper inside, we discover that I am none of these. In a relative world, everything belongs to me. In the world of mindfulness, what belongs to me? Pure awareness. So there are many approaches has been discovered, taught by the traditional masters. And that is what we are going through here. So in today's lesson, we look, we become aware. Am I the body or different? So just look at the entire body, experience the state. The state is sensation, relaxation, and stillness. In that state, look there and just bring in that awareness. I am. I am the body. And even if you bring in that thought in this state of being, in that state of deeper calmness, the I and the body are not related. Why? The mind is withdrawn inside and it has dropped its projection of the body that I'm the body. So information is one, educating the mind is the second. So now you're asking the mind, just be aware. Look at the body. Just see, am I the body? And the answers comes in the state of awareness that I'm not. Look at the breath. Am I the breath that is going in and out? You feel the sensation of the breath at this moment and there is no change. In that awareness, when the mind is withdrawn inside, it is living within, that awareness falls on the breath. Now we discover I'm not the breath. And that we can translate in the form of living in the present moment. Normally we talk about living in the present moment, be mindful of the breath, be mindful of the speech, and a lot of things. It works for a moment and the conditioned mind returns again. Let us qualify this living in the present moment. You are living in the present moment with awareness of the room where you are doing the practice. Living in the present moment with awareness of the space all around the body. For the mind, it is two things, the space in the room and the space all around your body. Maybe because of the language, but for awareness, it is one. Look again, live in the present moment with awareness of the room, the space all around your body, and awareness of the sensation and the stillness. They all are happening at the same moment. But conditioned mind takes it as if it is divided. That we should know. Being mindful means to discover, to awaken what is here and now. Again, see, live in the present moment with a simultaneous awareness of the space, sensation and the stillness in the body, and awareness of the breath. In the very present moment, there is a simultaneous awareness. The moment the mind says how the thinker has returned and you miss it. Am I not aware if you all moving into the mindfulness? How to do it? I need not to ask, I'm already aware of you all. Let us live in the present moment with a simultaneous awareness of the space, sensation in the stillness, moving breath, and something going on deeper than the breath. It may be thoughts. It may be past mazes. Let it be there. Do you get attached when you're driving a car on a highway and there are other cars too in the front, in the rear, on the right and the left lanes? No. But what is there? You are aware. You are aware. I won't say you maintain awareness. You're simply aware. How easy it is. Live in the present moment with the simultaneous awareness of the space outside, the body, the sensation and the stillness, the breath movement, the thoughts and the thinkers, and something deeper than the thought. And we may find it is simply an infinite space. Now you see that in that field of awareness, there is an inner and the outer communication. When there is an inner and the outer communication or awareness simultaneously, you know what happens? It breaks the conditioning. And when it breaks the conditioning, the moment it breaks the conditioning, there is a constant awareness and attention, and it fires the brain. Because you have a conscious experience simultaneously, here and now. That is why we qualify living in the present moment with awareness of outside and inside as understood and perceived by the mind. And the moment the mind perceives outside and inside, we break, we drop, we dissolve the conditioning. That is what this text says. The cause of our stress and the suffering, that we see the witness, means awareness, as something other than this. What we see, we don't see it as pure awareness. We see, I am the body. We don't see as a pure awareness. We see, I am the breath. We don't see it as a pure awareness, which is being mindful. What we see, I'm the thought, I'm the thinker, I'm the past. That creates the challenge, that conditions the mind. And we lose our essential nature. But we need to maintain this. In order to maintain, again, it is no method. Remember, so keep your mind free completely of as if you're doing something. Look at the breath. The breath goes in and comes out. The breath goes in and comes out. simple awareness. But what is extremely important, we are looking at the breath that is going in and out, feeling the sensation. There is no change that you are doing it, no matter. In the state of sensation, relaxation, and the stillness. There are about 3,000 masters who taught so-called the mindfulness and meditation practices. Being mindful is not a new discovery. One thing we should be very clear, in traditional wisdom, there is nothing new discovery at all. We may change the expression in the words. Why? Science needs new discovery all the time to claim that it is progressing. And that is why we say the mindfulness takes us to the eternal consciousness. Living in the present moment, what it means? We discover that it already exists. Where, when, here and now. Nothing new about it. But on the other way, what happens that everything becomes new, perceived as new, experienced as new. Why? Mind drops its conditioning. So why the conditioned mind doesn't perceive it as a new? It is always engaged in the past, in the future, in places, in things, and possessions. Look at the breath that is going in and out, feel the sensation of the breath, and do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Let us go a little deeper. I'm looking the sky, the birds are flying. So the mind always brings an exclusive attention. It seems to forget the space where the birds are flying. So it is not a matter. The moment the breath goes in, become aware of the space where the breath is floating in, floating out. As if this breath that we are aware of, in going and out, coming breath, is present in the space, like the birds present in the space. A couple of birds are moving, coming nearer to you, others are going far from you. Same thing. That breath that is going in, and you're aware of the space where the breath is moving. Going out, you're aware of the space where the breath going in and out. You know what happens? You're aware of the infinite space that is one in and out. There is no in and out in that level of awareness. You're already there. You're not only living in the present moment, there is a natural inward attention and awareness that fires the brain to rewire it. The last thing today that this text speaks. The mind, conditioned mind, is engaged in different places. My home, your home. My office, your office. Shopping mall. Second, mind is engaged in time, past, present, future. The past brings the past memories, the future planning, pressure, no time. The mind is engaged in positions. I own this house. I am the body. I am the breath. I am intelligent. You see that? And then the events. Events has altogether the time, the place, and the possessions. Where is mindfulness? There is a natural extension of awareness and attention, which is already there, free from exclusive attention on the place, on the possession, on a thing, on an event. We are aware of everything. As you are listening to me, you are aware of the background, you're aware of my voice, you're aware of my... So I'm also aware of you all. But above it, we experience a state which has no end. Continue. That awareness of the present, the state of the mindfulness, is there. There are hundreds of tools available to us to follow a no-method approach. But to move into that no-method of approach, the mind has to be focused. But again, in traditional wisdom, we see the focused mind is curious, deeply interested. Intense aspiration is there for what? To know thyself. That is what we say the focused mind in the tradition. Unlike in modern psychology, it wants to know. There is a curiosity. What is yet unknown to me deeper inside me, not outside, is the way of all meditations. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Traditionally, we recite the sound. Sound has a very deep impact on the mind. And when we are in the state of the mindfulness, it helps the mind to go deep further. In order to live and continue to be into that state of the mindfulness, we return consciously. First, bring the mind on the right palm, on the left palm. Raise both your palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Then open the eyes. Ask yourself, how do you feel? And bring the hands down. How are you? Thank you for attending.